Hello, I'm Jason, and today we are going to go over the CSMS free graphs portion. There are two graphs that the CSMS provides, both being budget graphs and burn down charts. For this tutorial, we are going to open previously defined projects. This is because the other tutorials should provide a good understanding on how to create these projects for both the CSMS tool in general and for the project management tool. When opening a pre-existing project from CSMS, you will be presented with a dialog box. This dialog box is not able to be closed without logging in to a user, so let's log into this user. Now we're presented with a project and that we can open, but before we do, let's resize our display so we have a max screen real estate for it. Now that we have the project open, let's go under the Manager options and select Setup Tasks to display the number of tasks that we have for this project and to give us an understanding of what we will see in these graphs. As you can see for this portion, there are currently 5 tasks defined for this project. 2 of these tasks are in blue, indicating that they are working, while 3 of them are in yellow, indicating that they are to do. The black lines are displayed to show that there are some effort defined for these tasks. Next, let's display the project's budget by clicking the Display Budget underneath the Manager options. The graph has 3 series, where the first being the expected budget, as you can see here. Every time that a task is added and assigned to a personnel, this data is automatically calculated for you. The next in the series is the budget threshold, which is a straight line indicating if the budget has gone over the threshold for the project. This is defined here in this display. The final series is the current cost, which is updated as tasks are being worked on and effort is spent. If effort is not spent, then there will be no reflection of the current budget. For this actual graph, you'll notice that the values are extremely low, and that is because for our project we used a weight versus an actual budget count. Therefore, a senior developer may be a 10, while a junior developer may be a 6. Another important thing to note on this graph is as you see this is actually not what will be displayed when you first click the display budget. Therefore, we're going to go ahead and set the budget threshold to 0 to show the error that you will get. As you see from the error, the budget threshold is not greater than 0, which is our current problem. But there are other things that this graph must have in order to graph properly, and that is that there must be tasks that are defined for the project, and that there are groups for personnel, and that personnel are assigned to tasks. Now let's move this error back down on the display and resize it, and reset our budget threshold to 1. Therefore, we actually display the graph as it was before. The importance of this graph is not only to show the budget for the specific project, but also to show when tasks are being completed. It is actually okay to see that the current cost is over the expected budget for the beginning, because therefore it may possibly be that the project is completed earlier, and thus saving money in the end. But also, if tasks are always under the expected budget, it is possible that the project may not be completed on time. Now let's display the burn down chart for this specific project. One thing to note here is that this project is still undergoing development and is early in its stages. Thus, this display is not very good to use to indicate much. But as the project begins to progress and mature, you'll be able to see a little bit more information. So instead of using this project as an indication of what the burn down chart actually displays, let's open a project that has been completed to understand what that information is. Now looking at the task for this project, you will see that every task is in green, indicating that it is complete and that there is effort, even effort over expected, on the current tasks. Now displaying the burn down chart for this specific project, we can see something that is a little bit more meaningful. This burn down chart will display an ideal burn down in green, which is linear and will always be linear for every project generated via CSMS. The dark blue line indicates the remaining effort. This is an indication of how much effort is left for tasks and how much effort has been added or removed as tasks are being completed and worked on. The light blue line indicates the remaining tasks. As tasks become complete, this line will decrement, and should reach 0, as well as all the other remaining tasks, and so forth. The bar graph for this indicates when tasks have been completed and how many tasks have been completed per day. As you can see here, day 1, day 3, day 8, day 9, and day 11 each had completed tasks. This display also generates a current efficiency. This efficiency will determine how well estimation was done on this project versus what actually expected for the project. There is also an option to reset the burn down, which will redraw the graph according to the data that is in the CSMS project. This information is not editable and may not be changed, thus giving the burn down chart a realistic data versus having skewed data. The burn down chart will only be displayed via CSMS. However, the budget chart is able to be exported via Excel. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that it was helpful in order to create charts for your projects with CSMS. If you have any concerns, questions, or comments, feel free to add those as necessary.